Hi, how are you doing today?
Good.
Do you give us permission to videotape this session?
Yes.
Okay. So I know that you were kind of experiencing some urinary incontinence. Along with that, kind of a little bit of SI dysfunction going on. So I'm just wanted to educate you more of kind of what's going on with that and how they contribute to one another. So sometimes when our bodies kind of off of alignment and they're weak, and some are weak, some are very tightened, others try to come in and take over, and then they tend to get weak and overused. So we really want to address that hip SI dysfunction first, just so we can kind of get things more aligned properly in order for those other muscles, supporting muscles, to fire. So this is pelvic girdle. So orienting ourselves here, this is our spine, the back of us. This is our pubis symphysis, which kind of just comes together, brings those two pelvic bones together. These are our vaginal muscle group. So there's a lot of them, right? So if you can imagine, if our hips are unaligned, other things might kind of shift and try to take over. So these muscles kind of take over when the hips are kind of weak. And then because they're taking over and firing when they're not supposed to, they tend to get weak. So if you can imagine, like our vagina as a bowl and our hips, if something's off with our hips, imagine everything on top of that is going to kind of have an effect to it. And so our vaginal muscles kind of take the load of all of that pressure once our stability is off. So it's important to get down that stability first, just kind of work on getting that realigned, working on the hips first, getting them nice and strengthened. And while we're doing that, just introducing like Kegel work. Have you ever have done Kegels?
I've heard of it. I've been told to do it. I've never done it.
Okay. Even after, I know you have a couple children.
No, I'm terrible. No.
Okay. Well, it isn't very important to do that, especially I know that you've been having trouble having some leaks when you're gardening. Mm-hmm. So it's important to do those Kegels, and I'll kind of explain a little bit more. Just so we can fire those muscles with our activities of like everyday life. That way it can get a little bit stronger and it becomes more of a natural thing for them to fire when they're supposed to fire. So when you're gardening, you told me before that you have like a little step stool that your daughter got you, and then the bench goes up and down, which is great because then you can take those rest breaks, sit on it like a bench, or if you need to go down on your knees, it kind of provides that padding, which that's awesome. So when we're thinking about urinary incontinence and gardening and experiencing those leaks, maybe just try to do a couple Kegels as a warm up, just to get those muscles to fire. You can just do them seated when you're doing them, making sure that you're actually just squeezing those muscles, not your stomach muscles. So you can, I was gonna say, if you want to practice them now, you can go ahead. I always put my hands on my hips. You don't have to. It kind of helps me like reorient like where my hips are. But you really just want to kind of squeeze them together, making sure you're not squeezing your glutes, making sure it's just those pelvic muscles, those pelvic floor muscles. It's hard, but it's good to do those kind of as a warm up before you go. And then I would encourage using the bathroom before you go out and gardening. That way you can kind of let go of that. But sometimes with urinary incontinence, the whole bladder is not being released. So that's why I'm suggesting kind of doing that before. And then as you're bending down, I would prefer maybe like not pulling motions, but maybe pushing using your legs. When you're squatting down, making sure that everything nice tall posture. Try to engage those pelvic floor muscles as you bend down to squat. It's going to help kind of activate those and prevent those leaks. it might happen still. We still have to train those muscles, but eventually it'll, like I said, it'll become more of like a natural thing happening, and hopefully you won't get that many leaks.
Okay.
All right. So like I said, you can do those Kegels just as like a warm up when you're actually doing activities like squatting. I know you're a nurse as well, so you can also do those as you're squatting down, changing the bedding, doing whatever you're doing in your spa, just so you can activate those muscles. And it's just holding that while you're doing motion. So making sure like you're doing that pelvic floor activation, and then as you're squatting, you're just maintaining that pelvic floor and making sure that your body's staying aligned, you're using your legs to pick up things. It'll help a lot.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay.
This is great. I didn't realize how many muscles were there.
Yep, so they, like I said, they're probably a little like overused because they're firing like incorrectly due to other things being thrown off. They're trying to take the load of the hips. So what we really want to do is just, like I say, get those hips aligned, realigned, I should say, as much as they can, get that rotation adjusted, make sure that we're strengthening the right muscles, which will be those hip muscles, addressing stability first, and then introducing while doing some pelvic floor activation, and then it'll come along with.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll practice my Kegels.